Hey legends, welcome back to Beers and Breakevens for round 6, coming off the back of a bit of an up and down weekend, Timbo. We had our highs, we had our lows. I got hit with the coward stone once again after taking the captaincy off Gutho and going, harsh, you fucking moron. But good to be back in the hellhole in the Hurt Locker. How are you?
Well, you got a double coward stone. Firstly, because you called me for talking about trades on Friday or Saturday morning or something, and I spoke to you about the prospect of Jaden Campbell, which, for the record, I'm glad it failed. Anyway, the next day, Campbell, that makes sense. So you followed me into Jaden Campbell, but then Gutho was clearly the obvious captaincy pick. You had him in your team, and you didn't even do that. So you got the double coward stone.
You discovered Jaden Campbell, did you? You were the one that discovered Jaden Campbell, were you? So he's yours. No one else can jump on a good 5'8". Is that what I'm hearing? Just to make sure I've got it very clear in my mind, you discovered one Jaden Campbell and no one else can have him now. Is that what you are telling me?
On Beers and Breakevens, in our call on Friday, I mentioned it, quote Rugby League Guru, hadn't actually considered Jaden Campbell. So, yes, on Beers and Breakevens, I discovered Jaden Campbell.
Now, my arch nemesis, who I hate a lot, Stephen Hevner, I actually spoke to him before you. So, fuck you. Shout out to you, Stevie.
That would have been a draft conversation.
No, it was not. We have a classic conversation every month or two. But, yes, brought in Jaden Campbell. And I've got to tell you, Tim, I am over the moon with a score of 52 because I thought he deserved to get 7 in that game. Did not do much. I think he upgraded by about 20. So we will take that.
Some of the great updates of all time.
I don't know how they happened, but I'm taking them. But I will say this. Now that I look at my team with Munster and Campbell, I do like the look of it for the rest of the years, unless I can get one Trell Mitt in there in a few weeks' time.
Oh, imagine. There was also that... There's also the late try assist to Jalen de Groot, which I thought was also an awful defensive effort. I can't remember it exactly, but I remember it... when was it, about 7 o'clock on Saturday night after a couple of beers, absolutely blowing up Deluxe because he was on about 13 at the time, like, please give me something. But, yeah, I mean, we got away with it. I have de Groot. How good's that one? I have Dylan Brown and I have Campbell as well in my 5'8", so I'm very happy with it. I'd be more comfortable if it was Cam Munster, I'll be honest, but there are other good Storm attackers that I can invest in.
Now, a couple of beers on Saturday night, I believe it was actually a couple of spicy margs from the kid.
Yeah, there was actually a few spicy margs.
Back that.
Yeah, I was at a mate's 30th and it was at a Mexican joint in the early afternoon.
In Cronulla?
Yeah.
In that little alleyway?
Yeah, no.
Bugger.
But yeah, started off some spicy margs and on the house too, so
whoa.
I know.
Okay.
On the house, you'll love to see it.
Someone's got the plug in Cronulla.
He's Mr. Cronulla.
Yeah, I love a spicy mug. It's my go-to
He's
cocktail.
Matthew Magic 2.0.
Who the hell is
Listeners will know,
Magic?
put it in the comments, the king of Cronulla.
Oh, the Cronulla supporter?
Yeah.
Sharkies.
He's not. I think he's a Rabbitohs supporter. Matthew Magic.
Because there's also a Matthew who's a Shark supporter who's iconic, but I don't think he's
Is he like a 50-year-old dude with heaps of tats?
No.
No, you haven't met the king yet, my friend. Leave it in the comments if you know, you know. Sorry, Kat, we very rudely interrupted you there.
Oh, no, I was done. No one even asked. I haven't even been introduced. I was just saying that I like a spicy mug.
See, this is why you don't get introduced. That's the attitude. That's why you don't get an introduction.
Reason 2 why she didn't get an introduction today. Walk in here, sat down. I was in a great mood as well, like up and about of a Tuesday night recording. Just get roasted for my white shirt. I think the words were, Tim, get some fashion sense.
No, I'm
why would you wear a white shirt in front of bright lights like this? It doesn't work.
Excuse me. I said I'm going to put my producer hat on for a second. All right, I warned you. White is just terrible with lights. For those
lesson learned.
Other people out there that work on sets and stuff.
Speaking of being a bit fashionable, I'll share a quick story for you from me and Tim. Last Saturday night, we're standing at in a venue, and do you know what I'm going to say?
Yeah,
we got Hammy next to us, and Hammy's a pretty stylish little cat. He can throw together things that I never could. I feel like Hammy could wear a curtain into bloke next Monday, and I'd be like, oh yeah, he looks all right in that.
That's fair.
We're standing next to him, and Hammy's got his skinny jeans on. He's wearing a pair of joggers, and me and Tim go, how do you pull off joggers on a Saturday night? How do you do it? And he's like, oh, you just got to have the right pair, blah, blah, blah. And me and Tim looked at each other and went, I don't think we're ever going to be joggers on a Saturday night, guys. I just don't think we've got it in us.
I was so jealous. I'm just like, I want to be trendy enough to be able to wear runners, joggers, whatever you want to call them, of a Saturday night out and about. It'd just be comfort levels like phenomenal. I'm with you, Roo. I don't think I'm trendy enough.
What's your go-to footwear on a Saturday night then, boys?
I'm a surf skater brat and love my like Vans and that sort of stuff, despite having never surfed or skated in my life. But I've just always felt comfortable in it, like surfwear. So I'll just wear my nicest pair of Vans out.
Yeah, I've got I wear the box usually.
You do like the box.
It's either my Reeboks or if it's something slightly nicer, I'll chuck a boot on. But yeah, Reeboks.
Are we talking like an RM?
I actually got my first pair of RM for the wedding I was at a few weeks ago.
No way.
So yeah, watch yourself.
Love that. Love that.
Very good. I scored. Let's get on to serious business because we said we'd do a good hour show tonight and we're half an hour over already. I scored 1,199, fell one short of raising the bat. I am now ranked 11,309. I went up 1,679 spots. It's a lot of numbers to take in. Timbuktu, how are you travelling?
1166, bit downer. So I dropped a few spots to tick over 7,000 on the dot, mate. So my week panned out almost exactly as I called it on the Beers podcast last Wednesday. I said, I'm very happy with my team. I think they'll do well. I don't have the captaincy options. And I said the two main ones were Cleary and Gutho being the standout for me, and I didn't own either. So I went with Payne Haas. He knocked out at 52, and basically that was the difference between my score and probably a score that would have seen some green arrows. So, yeah, a bit of a war chest this week, but need to see some green.
Now, I'll give you a little example from the weekend that I was talking about last week. Now, I'm not going to get mad at anyone here, but geez, SuperCoach, I'd really appreciate some earlier updates on Thursday and Friday games because, mate, when I wasn't confident on Gutho, when I lost a bit of confidence there, which I shouldn't have, but I did, and I just went for a safe option in Payne Haas, I would have taken a Nathan Cleary VC loop at 94. With the other players I had, the AE wasn't going to cost me that much. I would have done it in that situation. I tried to convince her to do it on Sunday Arvo, but we just missed lockout.
I was waiting for that.
I would have taken it. In a situation where I wasn't feeling great and I was like, okay, I'm going to take a safe option, I would have taken a 94.
Yeah, that couple of weeks ago, I was very generous. I lent you my high-vis safety vest. Keep it, mate, because I've got plenty of them.
I mean, it would have been the play, though. Like in those situations where you are going to go a guy like Payne Haas, which a lot of people did on the weekend, he was the most captain guy.
Yeah, without crunching the numbers, you also would have had to drop someone out of your lineup. I don't know who that would have been.
Yeah, like I mean,
and then you would have had an AE who would have scored awfully come in. So I'd be surprised if it was like going to be overly different.
My lowest AE was 36. Like it wasn't. Who ended up being in my team anyway. Like I would have taken it, wouldn't have made by my team set up. I don't have your Royce Hunts of the world and whatnot, and Vimarga was on a bye, obviously, but it wouldn't have. Yeah, it definitely would have put me on top.
Yeah.
So it's, in that situation, saying I would have taken. It's not hindsight. I said it to her the other day. Like once she had updates, I was like, fuck, I'd probably take that. She had KP as her captain, so we'll get to her score soon. She actually beat both of us. Actually, I take that back.
Yeah, I messed up.
She beat both of us with KP as captain.
It wasn't that much worse off than Payne Haas, was it?
No, it wasn't. But what did you score, Kat? How'd you go? Good week for you.
So I scored 1,209.
Yep.
So I did improve my rank a decent amount. I went up 6,590 spots to 24,280. So back in the twos.
You know what they say, Kat?
Oh, yeah. I know what they say because I'm the one saying it.
You know what you say.
So I'd actually made, I think, two good. I'm happy with the trades I made. I got rid of Tom Travojevic, brought in Jenkins, and then got rid of Hetherington and got in Eli Katoa. I did consult Timmy on that move, and he suggested holding some cash for this week, which did work. It was actually just my captaincy, I think, that stopped me from having a top score. As I mentioned, I had the VC on Cleary. After updates, he was on a 94. Initially, it was in the 60s or
like
early
60 or
70s.
Wasn't it, Timbo? I think he went up like 30
Cleary,
points, yeah.
He was 79 from memory and went up to mid-90s.
So when he was on 79, that was the last time I'd opened the app, and I thought, probably still worth just giving KP a run. And then when I opened the app, I had like little to no time. It was right before the last game kicked off, which was KP's game. So I missed the opportunity to swap that over. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm still happy.
Still happy, still going up. So we're sitting in a good spot. So my score overall, Timbo, I've scored 5,980. What do you, 6,000 and how much?
6,037.
Okay, so there's 57 points.
57 points and
Wildly
like 4,000.
enough, pretty much the exact difference between Gutho and Haas on the weekend, which is good to see.
And like 4,000 spots. It's very tight.
Very tight. Very good to see. Okay, guys. Beers and Breakevens in 2025 brought to you by Lontel. There is the link down in the description below. If you go and sign up there, in my opinion, the fastest internet I have ever seen. It is incredible. You can get the 1 week free when you sign up using the link down below. Code is beers, I believe. It'll be down there in the link. Lontel, mate, absolutely flying at our houses, killing it.
Yeah, if you sign up and get the 1 week free trial and it's not the fastest internet you've ever used, I will buy you a beer.
I'm still waiting for my first. I can't wait.
We get some good numbers on this potty, mate. About 20-odd thousand. That could be 20,000 beers I have to shout.
It could be. And I'll tell you what, guys, by the way, like I've seen Timmy, he downloads some weird shit and it is moving down there in the gong. So he's probably on a few watch lists off the back of it, but it's moving, right?
I keep saying it every week, but like it genuinely excites me. The freaking internet speed testing, how freaking fast it goes. And like when you get it and you get your week trial, just test it out and you go, shit, he wasn't lying.
Yeah, Timmy's Mark Herbert highlights, they are downloading faster than you've ever seen. It is incredible stuff. So Lontel, link is in the description down below. Some exciting things still to come this year with the Lontel and Beers and Breakevens crossover where the X meets the Y and all those good things. There's a bit up, so brace yourself. Make sure you're part of the crew there doing good stuff. All right, let's move to Team List Tuesday. We have got Thursday night, Finn v Panthers. Finn's Raystone out Gilbert. He comes in on the edge, Platham 13 for the Panthers. A few changes. Edwards, he returns in the fullback jersey. Blaze Talangi gets his opportunity at 5'8". Shout out to my draft team. Fuck, we needed something. The rest of the back line's the same at the moment, Timmy. I would just keep an eye from what I've heard on the Casey McLean wing. Centre spot. I wouldn't be surprised if you see a change there midweek, apparently. Kenny out, Sorensen on the edge, Snyder on the bench. Anything you want to touch on in that game, mate?
Not really, mate. Big watch on Blaze Talangi this week. Obviously, Cole not necessarily out too long, so an opportunity to try and win down that spot, though, outside Nathan Cleary. And also, just Tommy Jenkins last week, named at centre as per, but played on the wing, which I love that for SuperCoach.
Yeah, unreal. Very, very good. Shout out to Blaze. Just like when you thought being the big recruit and not being picked in the team, it couldn't be worse than that. And you happen to not be picked in their 4-game worst run in the last half decade. Incredible time to come in for Blaze.
He's done all right.
He's done well. Friday night, we've got Dragons, Titans, 6 p.m. Are you going to be at this one?
Yeah, I am.
Celebrity appearance. Roll the red carpet out.
Appearance, yes.
Just an appearance.
Just an appearance.
For the Dragons, they're 1-17, nothing major there. Egan has been named on the bench. I repeat, Egan has been named on the bench. For the Titans, Sammy Verrill's back in. Fermor returns to the back row. Randall at 13. No Tino this week. And Fafita, he moves back to the bench. We'll touch on Fafita in the stats deep dive. But anything else in that game, mate?
Not really. I mean, we're going to talk about Dylan Egan later on, so not too much there. I mean, the only question, Dragons forwards to come back. It's only Emre Gula, right?
Salah's got another injury as well. He's got another hamstring problem, the poor bugger. He's out for another 3 to 4 weeks. So
what the hell?
Yeah, fuck knows. I feel so sorry for that dude, man. Such a good player. His body just won't do him any favours. It's brutal. So who was the name you said? Emre?
Emre,
yeah.
He's got 2 more weeks suspension. So
yeah, he's the only one to come back in, I believe.
Okay, and Blake Laurie's been on the outer there for what feels about 2 years, so
yeah,
he's one who'll drop out, you'd imagine.
Yeah, he's been on the outer since about 8 seconds after Flano arrived.
Yeah.
So
moving on.
Friday 8 p.m. Broncos Roosters from Suncorp for the Bronx. Hunt on the edge, Tapua on the bench for the Roosters. Made a change in the 7 jersey. Savala comes in. Nat Butcher in the front row. Radley in the 13. Marky Mark has been named on the bench. If rumours are true, Nwanga Nitawase will come in for Dom Young. One that we sort of spoke about a few weeks ago. I can see why they're doing it.
Defensively, to be fair, not to be fair, Dom Young has never been a great defender.
Never, yes.
From as soon as he signed at the Newcastle Knights. And, I said all the reports are that Nwanga comes back, plays on the wing, Dom Young drops out. So big Supercoach relevance. Number one, because I think Nwanga could be a beast on the wing in Supercoach. Can't wait to see him play there if it is true. Rob Toya keeps his spot. There's more cash gen there is another big one. Billy Smith keeps a spot. He's a bit over 300K. He becomes a cheapie next week. So a lot of Supercoach relevance.
Billy Smith's going to be an interesting one. Looking forward to that conversation. Super Saturday, 3 p.m. Got the Sharkies and the Sea Eagles. That's coming to you from Perth. Sipa Talakai back on the bench. Croker on the extended. Anything in that game, mate?
Is there ever anything to talk about with the Cronulla Sharks lineup?
Yeah, it's a bit boring, isn't it? Even now, it's a bit chaotic and there's still nothing
even
to
with
about.
chaos, it's still the same.
Nothing doing.
I mean, just another one, potentially like a Mwene Harodi is a cheapie. The Spy flagged him on SC Playbook, but just another one for maybe a week's time. But yeah, not much going on, mate.
It's 5:30. We've got the Bunnies and the Cowboys from Perth as well. Double header. Make sure you get out there if you are watching from the Golden West. We've got Alex Johnson on the wing, Aitken lining up in the centres, Latrell at 5'8". Bud Sullivan in the 7, LeBlanc coming off the bench there. Trell Mitt, is he in our stat deep dive? I don't think he is he? Okay.
You'd be stunned to know that I don't have a sample size of him playing at 5'8".
Weird. The little sample size I got the other night was pretty damn impressive. His ball playing and everything looked the goods. I'm not sure if we'll get Latrell at 5'8" for enough weeks to get Jewel, but geez, it would be nice if we did.
Yeah, we won't, I don't think. But I've said before, I think with when the way those at Supercoach headquarters decide, a lot of it is if they're like forced in there because of injuries and they get their 3 games, I don't think they'll count it. So like they've literally got Cody Walker injured, Jamie Humphries injured, and Lewis Dodd suspended. He's like 4th choice to play there. I don't think we'd get it, but we can dare to dream.
Yeah, I think that rule tends to apply more and more to the stars as well. Like I think if it was a fringy, they probably don't give a fuck. But I don't think he'll play enough games to warrant it regardless. But there is a bit of pub test to it, isn't there?
Yeah,
which I'm kind of okay with. To be honest with you,
it's possible. It's
possible. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, he gets CTW. Sure, I think that's a lot more likely.
That's more likely. Yes.
More likely, yeah. As far as the Cows, no changes there. They're 1-17, except Ruben Cotter comes back into the side. Eels v Raiders in Darwin. Mate, I mentioned on the team list episode this afternoon, shout out to the Eels for finally taking not a Queensland team to Darwin with them. They've taken you guys from freezing cold Canberra, which I love to see.
Adds up.
It's about time. They're ready to rename that place Darloos.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I used that joke twice today. It was a winner on both occasions.
Well, you've already used it and chose to go back to the well with it.
Yeah. Hey, Sowie on Thursday, brace yourself.
You'll literally put it in the title of the episode.
The triple threat's coming at you. Lomax named on the wing. No sign of Hosking yet there. Sounds like Mitch Moses. The plan is for him to return in Magic Round. Looks like he's on track for that. But nothing else to really touch on. I guess Zach Lomax, mate, has been named on the wing, sort of played there last week. Looks the goods there.
Heaps more relevant on the wing, especially with Mitch Moses coming back, like with those cut balls. Becomes heaps more relevant on the wing to me, I think, especially get Moses back, more points in them. Yeah, I'll be tempted, but like at centre, I didn't have a lot of interest. Parramatta, they've shown improvement week in, week out, so a few of these, they enter the conversation a little bit more. And I suppose the other one is us as Riley Smith owners, named to start last week, end up playing off the bench. Geimer ended up playing at 9 for that. Geimer was named at 9. Hopgood played at 9 for that first period.
I was about to rip you and you arsehole.
Yeah, sorry, mate. But Riley Smith, I mean, hopefully he actually starts, but either way, good minutes.
Look, it didn't overly surprise me to see him come off the bench in that game. But I think that once you saw the effort plays at the back end of that game, I think that sort of shows he can handle it. So I think you'll see it over the next week or two. So
when he starts this week, or
I wouldn't be surprised if they do it for one more week just to get another 65-minute hit out. But then after that, I think he'll be sweet.
Also in Darwin, should be not going to be a cool night.
That's true. Yeah, that's a very, very good point. I'm going to really miss watching Brad Arthur sink 35 bottles of Mount Franklin. I'm very keen to see if Jason Rolls keeps it up. Just on Lomax too, mate. Averaging 67 this year. He hasn't scored a try yet. Pretty damn impressive.
In that Eel side that's been
in an Eel
terrible.
side that's going like a busted arsehole. They've been in front in games for about 4 seconds this year. I think at the back end of the season, mate, once Parramatta are out of contention, they're just throwing the ball around. I think he's going to be a very interesting guy, Zach Lomax. Sunday footy, 2 p.m, Storm, Wars. Storm are 1-17, I believe. Warriors, Berry back in, Pompey on the wing. A lot of Supercoach relevant guys from the Melbourne Storm, mate. They seem to be the only side that we spoke on the phone a little bit earlier today. They're the only side that I feel comfortable with knowing what I'm going to get week to week. There's a lot of value in that.
Well, mate, they come into draw. They go Warriors is, in Melbourne, Dolphins at Suncorp, Rabbitohs in Melbourne, Raiders at Suncorp, Tigers in Melbourne, and they're just like, they look like they'll just put 50 points on any given week. It's kind of like blokes just queuing up for tries at the moment.
Yep.
So they just become the hottest of property, don't they?
Okay, I'm going to count upwards. You tell me when to stop. When I hit the maximum amount of Storm players you should be having in your 25-man squad.
Should have or could have?
Should have.
Okay.
4? More?
Yeah.
5?
I think 5.
You reckon 5's the max?
Yeah, well, I think you could easily own 3 of their spine.
Yes.
Potentially 4. So 3 of the spine.
3 of the spine, Eli Katoa.
I'm just trying to think. You really put me on the spot.
Could you throw in like a Jack Howarth?
You don't. Honestly, with the run to come, like we're picking the creators in the team, but some of the runs they could go on, you could throw in one of these wingers and just watch them queue up for tries. I mean, Grant Anderson scored 133 on the weekend.
Yeah.
On the wing.
Crazy.
So 4 to 5. But like we spoke about on Playbook, if you had Pappenhausen, Munster, Hughes and Grant, would you be concerned that you had too many Storm players?
Probably not. Fair shout. Very interesting times. Sunday, 4:05 p.m. No more 6 p.m, Timmy. Oh. It's unreal, isn't it?
My relationship was on the rocks.
Oh,
one more week and I think I was a single man.
That's single file, ladies. Knights, Tigers, 4:05 p.m. McDonald Jones, McCarthy on the wing, Phoenix at 7, Brody Jones in the front row, Brayley at 9, Kai Pearce-Paul returns on the edge, Thomas Cant. Cant for those at home.
Not Cant.
I had some of his friends and family reach out.
It's Cant.
It's Cant. What did I say?
You literally just said
I'm
Cant.
fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. It's Cant. Yeah, it's Cant.
You tell you what, you threw me. I was like, didn't we just have this conversation pre-show?
Yes, Thomas Cant. Cant.
Yeah,
So
all right.
no Cant pums anymore. It's Cant because someone tried to sneak one in pre-show.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not going to name names. Yow. But yeah, someone tried to sneak one in. Arthur in 14, which I'm keen to see, and the guy that might be the second scariest guy in Newcastle, Tyrone Thompson, also makes his debut, which I'm keen as fuck to see how he goes.
On a hectic afternoon, that's gone straight above my head. Awesome. Getting looking because he was on development, probably still is development. They didn't name a full bench. They only named 21, not 22.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, what is that? Because they don't have the troops?
I assume just out, mate. They're out this week at Elliott, Cogger, Hetherington, Saifidi, Schiller.
Yeah, it's a lot of fellas. Wild. For the Tigers, Skelton back on the wing. Jerome Luai named at halfback, and the Bulldogs have the bye. I don't know where I was going with that. The Bulldogs have the bye. That was good gear. Okay, from one train wreck to a not train wreck. The NRL Physio made his debut last week, absolutely killed it, and he's got another absolute special for us this week. Let's bring in the one and only Brian Seeney.
Hey fellas, just up here in sunny Queensland on holidays, God's country, just absolutely turning on a perler. Hope you boys are doing all right down in the deep, dank dungeons of New South Wales in the studio there. But look, let's get to the SuperCoach relevant injuries for this week. So plenty of people asking about Dylan Lucas as it relates to, I think, Thomas Cant as a bye. Look, the initial report from the Knights was 6 weeks from round 2, so you're looking at round 8 or 9. A few rumours floating around that Lucas might be back early. Look, I think the most telling thing here on that was in the post-match presser last week. Adam O'Brien was asked, look, is Tyson Gamble. Is Dylan Lucas going to be back next week? He said on Gamble, oh, look, maybe we might get him back. Dylan Lucas, his response was, definitely not, absolutely not, we won't have him back. Reading between the lines there, that says to me that someone like Gamble is nearing the end of his rehab process. Adam O'Brien's seen him doing more at training, whereas the Dylan Lucas, for example, he hasn't been doing as much, so he's at least a couple of weeks off. So I think you're looking at getting at least 2 weeks of a start out of Thomas Cant, which, look, there's not many players out there that you're going to get 150k from in 2 weeks. So I still think he's a solid buy. I just wouldn't expect kind of 4, 5, 6 weeks out of him. But I'm pretty confident you're going to get 2 weeks. I think Thomas Cant is a good buy. The other kind of, spanner in the works is that the Knights go to NZ in round 8. So, a bit of travel mixed in there, not great for hamstring strains. Do they risk Dylan Lucas on the travel, or do they just wait till round 9 when he gets back? Then you're getting 3 price rises out of Thomas Cant. So yeah, I'm pretty tempted to jump on board this week. Pretty confident on that. Perhaps no concerns. The cork, glute, lower back, cork, whatever it is. I think, look, if you want to buy him, I'm fine with that. Not really concerned about the ankle now. He's got the goal kicking. Nick Meaney's at least 2-3 more weeks away by the sounds of things. So, yeah, big on Paps. Marky Mark, Nwanga Nitawase. He's got that calf tightness. There's been some rumours that he might start on the wing instead of Dom Young. Look, calf issues can linger a little bit, but it's only tightness, so not really concerned there. If you're a Marky Mark owner, you might get a nice little wing start this week. And then Kale Iro with his hammy. Like the Sharks said initially 3 to 6 weeks. They said it was in a bit of a tricky spot. So it sounds like it's going to be a bit unpredictable. I think if you've got Kale Iro, you just got to jump off from a classic perspective. I think even when he comes back, you're going to have that re-injury risk there. I just don't think it's worth it. Jump off him because you don't even know when he's going to be back by the sounds of things from the Sharks' perspective. So, yeah, guys, if you want more info like this, head on over. Probably, if not the premier podcast going around on NRL, it might lose that to the Beers and Breakevens show. But the Magic Sponge podcast we record every Sunday night. We talk about all the injuries and we loop it back to SuperCoach. So get on over there. But otherwise, boys, have a good week and I'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thank you, Physio, for joining us. Jeez, he looks like he's having a good time. Fucking holidays in round 6. What's doing?
Round 6, the big fella. Seriously.
He's got Magic Round in a month. What's he up to?
Maybe he's just... The Spy has one of the great cracks at Magic Round, but the Fizz, Brian Seeney, he might pip him. Like, he could be the star of the show at Magic Round.
He'd be right up there at the podium finish.
He might just be recharging the bats in prep for Magic Round, which would make sense.
Yeah, it's nice of him to make some time for us, though.
Yeah.
Very good of him. Now, our talking point for this week is going to be, we put out some questions to you guys, and I think 99.7% of them came back as Cant or Egan. Which one are we going with? I've been very hot and heavy for Egan for quite some time. I'm not going to lie about that. I was very convinced on him 4 minutes ago. That's thrown a bit of a spanner in the works for me. He seems pretty keen on Thomas Cant. What are you thinking? Talk to me.
Well, firstly, I love this access to NRL Physio because when we pepper him for the video each week, now I'm just like, what directly do I need to know from the great man? So, and this week it was around Thomas Cant and around that exact question. I said, mate, Dill Lucas, when's he back? When do you think he'll be back? And it sounds like, as you said, at a minimum, there'll be 2 more weeks, and that's enough price rise from Thomas Cant that I think I'm going to take his cash with a negative 66 break even. I think Dylan Egan is the better longer-term play, but I'm not after either of these two for a longer-term play. I want to cash in on Cant, who I think is very playable this week against the Tigers. Game 1 against the Titans, 88 points in 80 minutes. He had 70 in base. You can be the most elite back rower in SuperCoach. That is as good as it gets. He's also got a bit of attack in him as well. Spent some time at centre against the Doggies. Still scored 62 with 47 in base. So, mate, I think they're both good buys. I think that Thomas Cant is the man for me. I know you're so huge on Egan, so...
No, I think I'm going to have to fall on my sword here. If we know Lucas is going to be out for 2 weeks, negative 66 break even, he's 100K more expensive with that money incoming. decent matchups too. Tigers this week, Sharkies after that. And if he does manage just to stay in this side, Tigers, Sharks, Wars, South Sydney, Gold Coast, Para. It's pretty fucking good.
It's very good. And I'll be honest, like he's a great footballer, but I don't see a world where he starts when Lucas is back, just because you've got...
I agree.
Unless there were more injuries and Lucas was to play centre, but like your edge back rowers are Lucas and Kai Piss-Paul. But what we know for now, or we think we know, is that Dill Lucas is minimum another 2 weeks out. Tyson Frizzell's been named at lock, so he'll be playing there, and Cant starts. So I think based on that, we get 2 price rises from him minimum. If Lucas comes back a bit later than that, we can get another one, or it's just quick cash, isn't it?
And mate, I think as well, like even when Lucas does return, dare I say, coming off Amy, he probably doesn't come back in and play 80 minutes immediately. He'll probably have a game where he comes off the bench.
Yeah.
That'll be our last game, and then we get the hell off after that. So,
and on the Egan train, like if he scores 30 odd this week, nets 50 odd K, and he plays his minutes, like he's still going to be a decent enough buy next week if you really want him. Like you're going to be looking for cheapies who are starting to peak to downgrade next week as well. You can still get him next week. Obviously, this week is the time to buy. I get it, but if you choose between the two, I think it looks like Thomas Cant.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. And shout out to Egan, like on the weekend, 53 minutes, he scored 48 in base. Now it's no 70 in base, like our little mate up in Newcastle, but still pretty fucking impressive.
And in almost half the time.
Yeah, very good gig. So, I had decided this morning I was going Egan, but I think you got to take in new information sometimes, Timbo, and make new decisions. It's insanity if you don't. So I will be falling on the sword, and that will be one change that I will be making. Are we settled there? Is there any other points you want to add to that?
Nah, I think it looks the play for me.
Yeah, I think we're pretty sorted. Okay, Bluewealth Property back on board for 2025, and they have got their annual State of Play property report. We compared it last week to the David Middleton annual, and I'm here to tell you, had a quick squiz over it during the week. I think it's better. I genuinely think it's better. And it's doing so well that even the great Morts has cracked into the top 10,000 of SuperCoach, which is unheard of.
Oh, Morts is flying, yeah.
He's not doing too badly.
It is. Fantastic read. Gets you up to scratch, mate. And, I mean, I think even the stats would impress Middo.
They would impress Middo, the Timu guru. Shout out to him. But it's a deep dive into each Australian capital city and the key regional markets there. Download your copy today. Have a read to find out where you should be investing in 2025. We'll have a link for that down in the description below. We'll have 2 links there this week, that one. And then, of course, there is a webinar on Tuesday, the 15th of April. That's next Tuesday. That is Wealth Through Property. Wealth Through Property is like the 2RF in your team that you just need to have. It's the
staple.
It's the staple.
Yeah.
You absolutely need to have it. If you don't, you're in a bit of curry. We've obviously been a part of a few of these. They are sensational. So learn everything you need to know about building wealth through property and how Bluewealth uses a research process to identify the best investments for your financial future. Get all the info you need to create your wealth through property. That is 7 p.m. on Tuesday, the 15th of April. It is a webinar, guys, so you can do it sitting on the lounge. You can listen to it on your Reg Grundies. You can be on the road, whatever it might be. Tune in, take it all in. Sensational stuff, and both of those links will be in the description. They are, of course, sponsoring the Beers and Breakevens SuperCoach League this year. If you haven't joined, that will be closing very soon. 295,466. They've put up 5,000 of the best dollars you can find in this fine country for the person who takes that out. And this week, our weekly winner was the Tyson's Gamblers, coached by Josh. Josh scored a whopping, 1,460 points. What a nudge.
I hate reading that every week. It gets you so
Fucking
jealous.
sucks.
I'm like,
last week was a 1,003, and I was like, okay, it's good, but it's not mind-blowing. 1,400, that's insane.
the Force is getting up there big time, isn't it?
Fours is big. Now, similar to the fellow that won last week, he went up about 100,000 spots and ended up in about 30,000 spot. This guy went up 42,000 spots to be sitting in 39,000. Some of the boys have stalled at the green light at the start here, but they're starting to catch up. That's crazy.
It's enough for anyone that's ranked 80K plus, maybe even 90K plus to go, That can be me, and I can be back on track in the space of 1 week.
You could be on two. You could be first in 2 weeks at that rate.
Yeah.
It's
you just
insane.
go back. You top the week, back-to-back weeks. You'll be first overall.
Could you imagine? What was the highest you've got in a week?
I honestly have no idea.
No idea.
You?
I was 24 1 year and I'll never forget it. I will never fucking forget it because I'm not going to get close to it ever again. Shout out to those 23 of you that were on top of me that ruined my week. But yeah, Josh, send us an email, mate, beersandbreakevens@gmail.com. Put your address, put your name, give us a screenshot of your team, all the good stuff in there so we have got it.
You realise your 24th doesn't count when it's a sniper team also?
Was not a sniper. How dare you put that shit on me? Fucking unbelievable. Now, we have got the moment that stops the nation each and every week. Cat came off the back fence with it this week, and I'm expecting bigger and better things this week. Timmy's Stats Deep Dive. A little bit less off the fence this week. I'm not going to lie. We have to be honest here.
I was putting a bit too much emphasis on like the cameras and stuff.
The cameras,
Sorry about
yeah.
that.
Still angry at me for the white shirt debacle.
Yeah, she's not
It's
happy.
really thrown me, Timmy. I'm not
She's
going
so
to
much
lie.
did to Sowie.
Yeah.
Beat the shit out of him. He had it coming though.
Yeah, deserved it.
He did deserve it. He deserves everything he gets, that fella. Shout out to him. Speaking of guys that deserve everything, first man on the list, CY Wong, my boy. Shout out to him. Saw him at the footy the other day.
Have you ever met him? Have you ever met him?
But didn't the other day. Brushed me. Pretty rough. Shout out to you, Wong.
I saw that with my own eyes. He definitely brushed you.
So not only does he have big work rate, but he's very switched on.
He's very switched on, very elusive to another tackle break for the kid. Thanks for that, mate. I appreciate it. I haven't supported you for like a decade now. It's fine. It's fine. I'll deal with it. Talk to me about Wong.
Yeah, well, Wong flown under the radar.
Not in some households.
I was going to say, geez.
Not in some households.
Averaging 67, 190K in price rises, 119 against the Rabbitohs. His break-even's now -24, so he's very much still a buy for anyone interested. 52 in base is the most impressive thing, mate. And if you take out round one, the 4 games since, his base is 56.25. No, not a heap of, get him up here, but no sort of major attacking stats to his name either, I don't believe.
He had a few on the weekend, but outside
Hasn't
of that.
scored, has he?
No, hasn't scored a try yet.
Yeah.
I think he had a try assist last weekend, Sonny Bill Wong. But yeah, it's mate, from attacking stats point of view, it's been pretty quiet throughout the season.
He has
averaging 67.
no tries, 1 try assist, this in 5 games, 1 try contribution. He has 1 line break, 2 line break assists, both of which came last weekend. So outside of last weekend, not a lot. You started with him though.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
I was that last year.
Last year I did, yeah. Last year I heap started with him. That was probably, I remember getting on the plane to go to LA and I had 14 hours after seeing him get named and I just sat there like a fucking Cheshire cat. It was like that movie where they're all smiling at each other in a creepy fucking way. That was me. And then that all fell apart very, very quickly.
I know, I remember.
You know how you can put you can create stickers in your messages?
Uh-huh. Well, no, but I don't know how to use my phone.
Yeah, I know. You just learned how to text. Well,
Jeez, wow.
back when you were going through your big Siwa Wong phase, you got me to edit something, and I had created a sticker of Siwa Wong by accident. I still have it in my text.
Very good.
I'm waiting till the day that I accidentally send Wong to someone.
Speaking of me being a boomer, what did I do yesterday that you thought was just ridiculous? What was the singer called?
Tones
You'll like
and
this one,
I.
Timmy. This is so
We're
embarrassing.
going to an event where Tones and I is performing, and the guy that sent us the email, his name's Jace, and I was going to call you by your government name,
Bruce Wayne.
Bruce. So Bruce calls me. No, Guru calls me and he says, "Yes, I read Jace's email. Not going to lie, I thought when he said Tones and I, he was going to be performing with Tones."
She almost died. She was like, "Are you serious?"
I was like,
"That's 100%."
That's one of your worst. I was actually uncomfortable after he told me.
No, that's fantastic.
That's very good. I was
That's
like,
so good.
That's pretty funny, Jace. I'll
Yeah.
back that. I don't know who Tones is, but I'm keen to see you get stuck into it. That's mad.
He's like, I'm glad I clarified before I said to Jace, "Hey, like, what instrument are you playing?"
Congrats, man.
I'm impressed with the joke But I'm more impressed that you knew who Tones and I was.
No, I didn't. That's
you
what I'm saying.
Genuinely
No,
didn't.
no.
No, when I read "and I genuinely thought, oh, he's going to get up and sing.
I
Cool.
thought you
No,
were.
no.
I thought
I'm
you
into
were
that.
taking a
Timmy,
piss.
No.
That wasn't him making a bad joke. That was him genuinely not knowing if Jace was going to perform.
100% genuine. Yeah.
Music. I was going to say not your strong point. It could be your weakest point.
Oh, it's without a doubt my weakest point.
Yeah.
Unless it's the gambler, I can't help you. And even if it is the gambler, I can't help you that much. So, yeah,
Who's the gambler?
It's Johnny Cash. I'm a huge fan. I'm kidding.
Who is it?
I'm actually shooting a fucking blank at the moment.
The one,
Kenny Rogers, yeah.
The
Shout out
one
to Kenny
song
Rogers
that
chicken.
you name you didn't know.
That was a bit
my
embarrassing.
goodness.
Nah, it's whenever we're playing like a board game or something and it's like a question thing and it's music, Beck just flips the table. She's like, fuck it. We're not getting anywhere. This is ridiculous. Good times. Now that we're done bullying me, let's get to the yo-yo. Isaiah Yo, talk to me.
Yeah, Isaiah Yo. Don't think I've ever owned him. Had never even really been interested in him. But then you get to the end of every season and go, shit, wish I owned Isaiah Yo. Not like he's the best player in the world or anything based on 2024.
Very fair. Yep.
Averaged 74 last year, which is elite 2RF. And he's bottomed out in price at 648K. He's dropped 78K so far this season. 50 base per game, to be honest, I think that'll only increase. A lot of points in their games so far. I think their defence has to get better. These games have to tighten up for the Panthers. The benefit also to Isaiah Yo is that because they've struggled early, he can't be given too many early showers. He'll be more likely to back up for games around Origin. Mate, at 648K, he's a great buy. Like, the stats are there and have been for a number of years to back it up. He's a great buy, Isaiah Yo.
Why do you think we don't have him? Why do you think we never own him? Is it just that he doesn't have the high ceiling that we look at?
Honestly, boring. Like, just gets through his work, doesn't have the high ceiling. But at the end of the day, the average is the average. So, like, because he's so consistent, he has his base, he plays his big minutes, there's never a question mark over role. He comes out and he scores his 60, 70, 80, the odd try, assist or try might get him to 90, nip the ton. But then you compare to like Fafita and Crichton and Eli Katoa and you just...
I was just about to name those three and say to you, there is nothing you could tell me that would make me want Isaiah Yo more than those three dudes.
And so like you look at Isaiah Yo, averaged 74 last year, 69 before that, 66 before that. Like Katoa, who's up and down, he was 73 last year, he was 64 the year before. Ola Kawatu, who we both own, he averaged 68 last year.
I don't own him.
I do.
Oh, that sucks. Like Ola Kawatu, who we see is a great buy and playing awesome footy.
Playing
Disagree.
his 100th game this weekend.
Oof.
Yeah, right.
He averaged 6 less than Isaiah Yo last year and has never averaged over 70, over 69.
That's why I don't own him.
Yeah. So...
Flat tracker.
That's all right. Man, they get a lot of
Say
flat
it to
track
his
games.
face.
They get less. You know what? He's such a nice guy. I don't think he'd kill me. He
Yeah,
could,
nah.
but I don't think he would. He's a big guru guy.
Yeah, he's
Is
not.
he?
He likes,
He
his
likes all
stuff.
that shit. He loves it. He's
Smiles.
a big guy.
Anyway, food for thought. Mr. Reliable, great buy.
Val Holmes at the Dragons. He has looked a lot better than what I thought he would there, mate. A guy that I'm going to be interested in at some point this year. I do wonder if maybe the best time to have him may have passed though, but I'm keen to hear your thoughts. I don't know if I can own the entire Dragons left edge though.
Why? I mean, I get that point, but why, like for the general Supercoach, why would the best time have passed?
Oh, I just because he started so hot. Like I haven't even had a look at his stats boards. He gone set like his scores actually haven't been that crazy.
He hasn't started hot at all.
I thought they'd be a bit bigger than that. Yeah,
No,
wow. Okay.
He's dropped 80K, so he's down to 703K, break even 68. And, mate, we've spoken week in, week out, which is quite funny about how freaking good the left edge of the Dragons look. And we speak Gutho and we speak Tui Pilotu. And then the one that we're overlooking is the bloke who actually is the best in his position at Supercoach, and it's Val Holmes, who he's now dropped coin. This terrifies me as a non-Gutho owner, but their draw, it doesn't get any harder. They've got Titans, Manly, Roosters, Tigers, Warriors. It's pretty good. Yeah, just one where you go on that red hot edge. Val's got to start to come into conversations. We've hardly mentioned him all year.
Well, mate, this is the first time I've looked at his stats. Just from eyeballing him, I assumed his stats were a lot better than this.
And
so.
I said, 65-point average, dropped that 81K, base of 32 per game. He's goal kicking. He's gone 70 plus in 3 of his 4 games without obviously having that big one. So Yeah.
I think it's worth noting as well, like he's only played 4 games. 2 of them were against Canterbury and Melbourne, who for me, they might be the new like Penrith for me. I kind of
at the moment, yeah,
I kind of take them out and go,
Yeah.
oh, okay, they're so much better defensively than these other sides, so I don't read into it as much. So yeah, and to score 70 and 71 against them,
Yeah.
pretty fucking
And
good.
then you look at, I mean, I know you love little Michael Dublé, the double up, and
it's a daily double.
yeah, as a non-Gutho owner, and we'll get to my trade soon, but I probably won't end up with Gutho unless he just really continues to just shove it in my face. Actually, that's a lie. There's a way I can do it. We'll get to it later. Just the Val and Tui Plotto combo. You know, we know the Dragons, all their shape, and it's the cut ball from Gutho to him, and Val might get cut out, but they often just hit Val early and say, mate, do what you can.
Yep.
And it ends up beating the player, tip onto Tui Plotto. So, yeah.
Dave Fafito named on the bench again this week, mate. Are we thinking this is a bit of silly buggers? Are we expecting him to start there?
Stuffed if I know. He played off the bench all year and they were going well. They started him and played him 65 minutes and they got belted. So I don't know. I mean, in fact, I don't think he starts because the only reason it happened last week was because both Jojo Fafita was out, Sammy or someone went to the wing, Fermor played centre, so I'd open the spot. Anyway, stat deep dive.
Talk to me.
46 points last week when he got that start in 65 minutes, very poor. 650k, break even of 89. Like, you'd think he'd be getting to that point where you're like, all right, Dave Fafita, get ready to cash in on the big fella. Look, regardless of minutes and role and all that and price, he's just not the same at the moment, statistically speaking. I mean, even eye test, he doesn't look that good, does he? But
No.
this season, he's busted 6 tackles and had 5 offloads in 4 games. Against the Dolphins last week, he had 5 runs, like in what world? Putting this in perspective, mate, last year, he averaged 5.35 tackle busts per game. He's had 6 this season.
Wow.
He's just not doing much, basically.
All things considered, he did pretty well to score 42 in base on the weekend,
Yeah.
considering 5
Without
runs.
the attack, 5 runs.
Yeah, okay. Interesting.
So just the question is like, if and when and at all, and what do we need to see for Dave Fafita to be an option again? Because you're not doing much.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that, I had in my mind, he'll be cheaper and I'll buy Dave Fafita. But if it's this version of Dave Fafita, is it worth doing it?
Like, if he's playing off the bench and he's playing that 55, 60-minute role, you probably don't want to be paying much more than 600 max for him. And then if he starts and locks into an 80-minute role, like you probably just pick him up at whatever price. But while he's off the bench, and to be fair to your credit, we had this in, I think, the Late Show last week, and I sort of said, I could still get around a 60-minute Dave Fafita because he's that good and that destructive. But when I really crunch the numbers, not very appealing.
And I think even if he does get to the 80 minutes again, mate, like he has still got those 2 fullbacks that are not ball players that don't put him
That's
in great
the big thing,
spots.
right? Like, he's not getting fed the quality ball.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily negative for the Titans. Like, they're playing good footy. It's just that's not suiting their style at the moment.
Which is all we care about realistically
Absolutely.
when it comes to Supercoach. Now, is this meant to be Wade Egan? Or is this a Dylan Egan mistake?
No, this is Wade Egan.
I love that. Cool. Came off the bye last week. I haven't looked at his stats at all, mate, but just eye test this year. Fuck, I've really enjoyed watching Wade Egan play his footy. He looks great at the moment.
Key to Wade Egan is just staying on the field.
Yeah, it's about staying on the field and staying conscious.
Yeah, exactly right. And, mate, he's the top averaging hooker in Supercoach this year with an average of 74.8. He's at 608k. He's 8 points clear of second best, and that's Max Plath.
Jesus.
Max Plath, who's a bloody back rower. Tommy Starling's 3rd, Sam Verrill's 4th, Connor Watson 5th, Cam McKenna 6th, Peter Mamazella 7th. So, like, we had a big discussion on the hooking position on the SC Playbook podcast and what our plan is there because, these Starling, Mamazella, Sandon Smith soon are starting to max out. And what do you do? Is it Harry Grant? Because he hasn't hit the ground running this year. Wade Egan, as I said, 608k with a 75 average. Most impressively, though, firstly, he's playing 80 minutes per game, has a base of 51. We know he can find some attack. Wade Egan, like, you've got to sit there and considering him. Like, I'm still very keen on Harry Grant as he drops in price, but Wade Egan's the one bashing out the numbers.
And I mean, Wade Egan, out of all the hooker options, well, the ones that I would seriously consider anyway, he's the only one that won't play Origin too. I did it last year, do you remember?
Yeah. Didn't end well.
Didn't end well at all.
He's one of them ones where he's always seems relevant at some point in the season. You think with doing it, you actually pulled the trigger last year and it just never seems to work out.
Yeah, no, and the guy that actually drafted him last year will never forgive me because I ruined it for him. I'd actually be interested if you go back and have a look at his stats from the first 4 weeks last year. I reckon he started very, very well there as well, and then it sort of faded a little bit. But yeah, I think it's worth considering. He's a guy that I probably wasn't going to look at personally. So if you have a look at last year, yeah, fuck, he played the first week. He got a HIA, I think, but then after that he went 69, 88, 78, 66. Then I brought him, and he went 50, 43, 50, 11. Always the fucking way. So we'll see with Wade Egan. I don't think I've got the balls to do it after last year. I don't think my wee little heart can take any more, but I respect anyone that does do it, Timbo. Can you seriously see yourself considering him or?
No, but the reason for that is no disrespect to him. I've just got in my head that I want Harry Grant, and I know people are going cold on him and they're saying, too many chefs in the kitchen is the line, but he's the best hooker in the game. The attacking stats will come. He's bottoming out. So Harry Grant, I'm just so locked in on that idea.
I still don't mind the idea of a Connor Watson at 9.
I do like Connor Watson. I still think I want to go Harry Grant, and look, they're both going to miss to Origin. So where Wade Egan would come into the conversation is the Origin period, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Okay, anything else on Stats Deep Dive, mate? Or we good?
Nah, we're good.
All right, trades. Do you want me to kick off or you?
You can fire us away.
Okay, so trades for me this week. Thomas Cant has obviously jumped into my side. I had Dylan Egan. They will be getting a little swapsy do this week. So I'll probably be letting go of Tom Gilbert, the OG mistake that I made this year. So I'll be letting go of Tom. Maybe not a mistake, but I haven't been stoked with it. But I'll be letting him go. I am then going to make a play in the CTWs. I'm going to let Arthurs go. He served me well, but I'm going to let him go. I'm going to move Tom Jenkins from my flex into my CTW, and I understand the appeal of Papi. I'm just concerned about his body and everything. I'm actually going to go straight to James Tedesco, mate. I think I just want to lock in the most consistent guy I can get there. I'm not already planning around Origin, but I do like the appeal of James Tedesco during that Origin period. I think he plays the first 2 major bye rounds, so I don't mind as well. Once again, not planning everything around that, but I think it is just something that I like to have in there. I think Teddy I don't think he's matchup proof. I would still be worried about Canterbury and Melbourne maybe, but I think he's always going to be relevant and score enough. So I'm lucky enough to have a little bit more bicky that I can fuck with, and I'm going to spend it on James Tedesco. What are your thoughts?
What a quote. I'm just lucky to have enough bicky that I can fuck with.
Yeah, I'm there. That's me. I'm going Teddy. Talk to me.
It's very fascinating because I'm getting Ryan Pappenhausen. And it's a big differentiator in our squads because they're 2 blokes with big ceilings. The body is a concern with Ryan Pappenhausen at the moment, but look, I'm invested in NRL Physio and his unwavering belief and expertise. And if he says Pap's good to go, then he's good to go. The one thing to note about him on the weekend when injured, leaving the field early, he came out on social media, it was a cork. Corks, nothing to worry about. So, I mean, as I said, they've both got these upsides. You mentioned that he's pretty matchup proof, Teddy, all things considered. But Broncos at Suncorp, into Penrith in round 7, that is in Sydney, obviously. He did put 119 on the Panthers in round 2. Whether or not it's the same Panthers that we see, do those matchups concern you, or is it like, meh?
This will probably age terribly, but I'm going to be willing to say it on the show. Are we looking at Penrith the same? Dill Edwards back in this week. Nate Cleary, yes, they're getting their guys back. The edges, we spoke on the phone today, mate, the edges are still carnage there. I don't think that's going to be fixed overnight. I think the Roosters are going to be up for that Panthers game. I think they've already got their eyes on it, same as the Brisbane game. They got, they got slapped in at home against Brisbane a few weeks ago. I think they're going to be up for both those games. I think Teddy's involvements are going to be high. I'm not as concerned as I should be, mate, but I will confidently, I won't be captaining him or anything, but I'll confidently play him in both of them. I still think Teddy can go 80 plus in both those games.
He definitely can. Not for me. Like, I don't like the matchups personally.
Yep.
I don't have enough faith in the Roosters.
Fair.
Maybe they get up for it, but they could also get spanked. The Panthers in particular, who you're right in saying, as it stands right now, we have to look at the Panthers in a different light because they're nowhere near what they have been in recent years. I think they'll come good and they'll get more players back on deck, but right now, edge defensively, where Teddy will do his damage, they're not the same. Like, they're pretty fragile. So, yeah, I don't like the matchup, so not for me. I will probably look to Teddy. They have the buy-in round 10. That first major Origin week is round 12. I may even look to go like a little Ponga to Teddy play there into that Origin period, depending on how Ponga's going and the Knights, etc. Depending on how long Iongi goes, I don't probably want to have Iongi for that long, but if he does continue to go well, I could do that. But, yeah, I just like the Melbourne Storm's draw, Pappenhausen, goal kicking. I can just see games where Papi is just supporting tries for fun, supporting Eli Katoa, sliding out the back where they're stripping numbers and just getting easy points and kicking a lot of goals. So my gut tells me Papi. I'm going to be going Papi.
Yeah, fair shout. And, mate, there's a world where Papi comes out and looks electric this weekend and scores a heap that maybe I then go, okay, maybe I'll jump off a Gutho or someone at that point.
Yeah.
I'm not ruling out going to Papi, but I'm thinking I'm just going to go in a slightly different direction with Teddy. They've played 5 games. He's averaging 81. They've only won one of those games.
And they've been terrible.
They've been dreadful, and he's still averaging 81.
Exactly.
So, I know it's a different Penrith side, but his highest score, 119, came against Penrith. So, I'm feeling okay about it. Suncorp Stadium, a fast track up there, returning home for Penrith. I'm feeling all right about it, but I'm not ruling out a Papi jump ship.
Just don't call me. After this podcast done, don't speak to me this week.
No, I'll tell you what. I'm locking this one in, okay? This is my vow to those at home,
all right.
Which normally I don't like doing because Wednesday is very early in the week. But I'm locking this one in. I won't be changing, okay? I'm very concerned about Papi and his body and everything. I'm getting bad vibes.
And that is the risk with Papi. Of course it is.
But when it comes to bodies and everything, I'd probably listen to Physio over me. Just slightly. It's a coin toss. But I've given him the 51% there.
Yeah. Do your own work.
My last trade that I will consider, I don't know whether I'll do it or not this week. I want Eli Katoa in my side. I do need a few more slices of the Melbourne cake on my plate because I've only got Munster at the moment. So Eli Katoa is the one I'm looking at. I don't know whether I want to boost this week to do that or whether I just wait and go to him next week. I don't think much will change in the next week. Break-even-wise, I think it's like an 80 break-even or 77 or something like that. So I can probably wait a week on that and just save my boost for another time. Teamless Tuesday wasn't too much carnage for me, so I think my 17 will be okay. So I probably will wait a week on that. But I think those other 2 trades are pretty much locked in for me, bro. What are you thinking?
I'm going Tom Starling to Nathan Cleary, locked and loaded. Very happy.
You don't have Nathan Cleary?
What, for his 55-point average this year?
Oh, yeah, okay. Let's take out injury affected games for everyone else except the guys Tim doesn't fucking own. Shock me. Keep talking. You're a fucking dickhead.
Cleary's coming in and I'm very happy about it. Cleary in for Starling. Ryan Pappenhausen in for... I can do it for either Arthurs or Toya. I'll probably do it... I don't know. Probably for Toya. Just because I like...
Fuck, you love Arthurs. What did he do on the weekend? What, 2 tries for a 60, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
I never said that he was going to score. You know what Jesse Arthurs is averaging?
No, well, I'm sure you'll know. What's he averaging?
70.
70. Sweet.
You know what Rob Toy's averaging?
What?
Bugger all.
Yeah, but he's got James Tedesco inside him. He's about to kill it. He's about to explode. What's Toya's break-even?
Like 22 or something. I'll just get it up, but...
I think it's gone down a little bit.
Oh, it went to 8 because he had that score drop out. Yeah, so, I mean, for what it's worth, in my trades right now, Arthurs is out.
Yeah. I think that's the right play, personally.
Yeah, and then Arthurs is 59. Yeah, so
You love Arthurs more than your own mother. It's fucking ridiculous.
Guess what he had in base last week?
About 3?
Quadruple it.
Yeah, 12.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But he's
I went to the fridge 5 times during that game and would have outdone him.
That was the game I brought him in. How do you think I felt?
You brought in Arthurs last week?
Yes.
Last
You traded
week.
him in.
No, it was 2 weeks ago, Kat, I reckon.
2 weeks
Oh,
ago.
sorry, 2
yes,
weeks ago.
Yeah, okay, that makes.
Weirdly enough, he actually
Wow.
had 31 in base 2 weeks ago. He just
Yes.
didn't get any attack for the one game this year.
Anyway, it was hard. It was a
Anyway,
tough
so
one.
yeah, Toya or Arthur out. And then I still need 66K to do those 2 trades, and I really want them both this week. So it's a bit premature, especially with Lindsay Collins out, but I think Nafahu White to Thomas Cant.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I think you and Naf have had a pretty fucking good
We've
run.
had a great run. He's made his cash. That break-even's gone up. There's obviously no rush to sell. Like, if Lindsay Collins wasn't out for about 6 weeks, I'd be very happy to sell, but I'm just like, I'm not necessarily going to play him each week anyway, so I'm happy enough to do it.
Mate, the break-even's 37. Like, it's not like
No.
you're not going to gain heaps more, realistically. I think it's the right
But
call.
yeah, it'll
Boost number 2?
boost number 3.
Oh, really?
I boosted last week.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. But then the week before I only used one.
This might change things a little bit.
Week before I only
I thought I was going to be 3 and 1, so
No,
okay.
And then the week before I only used one trade as well, so I was happy to go a little bit heavier on the boosts.
Okay, so after this week, you've only got 2 boosts left. You feeling okay about that?
Yeah, I'm fine. Especially because there's been 2 weeks where I've saved a trade each. How many have you used?
Advantage Roo. 2 at the moment.
We'll see.
This has got me excited all over again. Okay, maybe I will go to Eli Katoa this week. That was actually the one thing I was scared of, was that you'd be sitting there with a heap of boosts and I'd be sitting there just with my hands fucking empty.
Well, I like a smart supercoach, I got Eli Katoa last week.
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
Yeah,
I
the
might do
best
it this
super
week.
coaches got
Yeah.
him in last week.
Did you get him last week too? Well done, Catmandu. Very good.
you.
Who else did you trade in last week?
I also got rid of Hetherington.
Oh, you got Jenkins.
Sorry, yeah, for Jenkins.
Jenkins, yeah, nice. Very good. Okay, trades done and doosted. Shout out Kempy. Sit V starts for this week. Mine's going to be pretty dependent on whether I bring in Eli Katara or not. At the moment, he is in my side, to be fair. So one of my reserves will be one of these big dog front row forwards. Then I will have Jaden Campbell, nervously. I'll tell you who I'm digging at the moment. Who everyone keeps benching and I keep playing him and I'm loving him sick. Sandon Smith. He just keeps coming up with one attacking stat each week.
It's all it takes for him, isn't
It's
it?
all it takes. And he runs the football enough to come up with it.
Yeah.
And he's got a really good sense for the game. So I'll probably play Brisbane. I probably will play him because no one else will. KP, I will play. He'll be my other fullback there. And if I had to pick one other, it'd probably be Hubner. Would probably be the other guy I'd be looking at. But mine are pretty straightforward this week. What are you thinking?
I'll have to play Sandon. I'm not overly keen on it, but it's my
As a
hookers.
reserve? Oh, no,
Well, starting. My 2 hookers are now Smith and Smith, so I've got a plan in the next week or 2 to go what'll almost certainly be Sandon Smith to probably Harry Grant.
Can I ask you a question? Sorry, I
Sure.
got distracted earlier. You're trading out Starling this week?
Yeah.
Do you think you have to trade Starling this week?
No.
Yeah, okay. I think I'm going to hold Starling for one more week because I already own Nath. Although I don't mind the idea of having Sandon at my 9 as I'm playing him every fucking week anyway.
But Tommy Starling, break even 54. The last 2 weeks, minutes have dropped a bit, or last 3 weeks, I should say. But, mate, Eels this week in hot conditions in Darwin, those forwards they'll be in all sorts. He could score well. He's just my ticket to Cleary. I mean, I could sell Sandon, but there's more money in Sandon, so.
Okay.
Yeah. So it means I have to play Sandon at hooker. I don't love it, but yeah, him to Grant in coming weeks. And then my bench will be, I want to play Cant. He looks a goer. Nico Hines, Jaden Campbell, and then my boy Isaiah Iongi, who's just doing tremendous things for the Stallions at the moment.
Fuck, he looks good, doesn't he? I'm really happy for him.
Yeah.
I like the kid. He's a goer.
He's been fantastic. And then, CT double play, Garrick Tuipulotu, Greg the Leg, Shibasaki. Yeah.
Marciu, Garrick, Tuipulotu and Jenkins for me.
Well, yeah, Jenkins is the one that my decision would be basically Jenkins v Cant, but an 80-minute Cant versus the Tigers in Newey Sunday afternoon looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, very, very fair. That's how, Can I'll probably fit in my side. I actually just realised I still had Tino in my starting back row, so I'll probably move Cant in there, I'd say. Okay, beautiful. We are looking good. Sit V starts. Anything else you want to touch on before we move on there, mate?
Nah, pretty sweet there, mate, I reckon.
And how are we sort of looking as far as break-evens for these CTWs? Shibasaki's -2, Tamale's -10, Toya's 8.
Shibasaki's every chance to be a sell next week unless he can go big again against the Roosters, which he may. Tamale, he's got another rise or two left in him, but not far off as well. Yeah.
Fuck, I'm going to have too many decisions to make in CTW soon.
I've got 210k in the bank next week.
Yeah, I've got about 130.
Handy. Yeah, so a little Shandon to Harry Grant might be the play.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I would love for one of these CTWs peaking to coincide with the return of one Dylan Lucas. That'd be ideal. Love to get him straight back in. You seem hesitant. Disagree or?
What, you mean like week 1 if he was starting?
Or maybe week 2 or whatever. But I just like it to work out that I could go directly one of them to Dylan Lucas. It'd be nice. I'd be willing to do it week 1, to be honest with you. I'm pretty courageous.
Tom Jenkins. That'd be pretty close.
Tom Jenkins might be a keeper.
Maybe.
Genuinely might be a keeper. He's a bit of a weapon. He's killing it. Tom Jenkins, another guy yet to score a try. Shout out to Casey McLean for fucking every bet I had this weekend. Tom Jenkins has gone 91, 69, 66. He's yet to score a try yet. With Blaze returning on that edge, I'm very keen to see how he goes over the next few weeks. So big watch there. Sit v start. Okay, El Capitanos. Mate, what are you... Oh, Nath plays Thursday. Fuck me. What are you thinking?
Nath VC. I kind of have to because my non-playing reserve this week, the only one I can loop with is Tino, and he doesn't play game 2. But to be honest, I was going to go Cleary anyway, I think. So Cleary, VC, captain, Ryan Pappenhausen.
I was about to laugh at you and be like, this is why I have my nuff, but it's Tui Simpkins who also plays for the Titans. So.
And he's also on the extended bench.
Of course he is. Mad. Love that for me. I will be VC.
Jeez, I hope Tui Simpkins ends up as the 17th man for the season, playing like 7 minutes a game, and you can never loop again.
Yeah, that'll be tough going. Anyway. If it's not him, it's Vimalga anyway. Okay, I will be VCing Nath. And then from a captain point of view, I am a bit of an open book here. I wouldn't go Teddy in this one. I don't think... Gutho maybe, but if I didn't do it last week, I'm probably not going to do it this week. Let's be fucking honest here.
Gutho v Titans is a pretty good shout.
Yeah, I don't know. Captaining Gutho just feels so wrong to me. I don't with all due respect to Gutho, he's just never been that premium guy. And maybe the landscape has changed and I need to catch up. Maybe I'm the problem.
Huge chance.
But it just feels weird to me. I'm not as convinced on it. Munster against the Warriors, KP against West Tigers. Got plenty of options. I think it's going to be I think if Nath goes sub 80, could be a very interesting week captain-wise. It's going to be boring if he goes 160 odd. Everyone's going to be so.
Yeah.
But
I did like Ponga until I saw how many outs the Knights had and
it's a very different looking side. Yeah. So, gun to head right now. What are you thinking?
Oh, I'm almost certainly locked into VC, Cleary, CPAPs.
Paps, yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll go Munster. Maybe I should just go Gutho. Am I chasing last week's points? Am I chasing last week's fuck up though? If I do that?
Gutho's averaging like 109.
Yeah, I know what he's fucking averaging. I'll give you the hot tip what he'll average when I captain him though. It'll be half of that.
At least you'll have half of SuperCoaches with you.
Yeah, that's true. I'll make that decision as we go. I'm hoping I don't need to because Nath Cleary has absolutely fucking fisted the Dolphins and I can just VC loop. What are you thinking, Catmandu? Any captaincy standing out to you thus far?
Well, I'm going to get Papi in as well, so I'm going to do what Timmy said.
Are you a Cleary guy?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm a Cleary gal.
Oh, I can't go Papi because I made the big vow to the listeners. I hate it already.
Too late.
I'm already petrified.
Late.
Fuck. Okay, yeah, I will probably go VC Nath and then I will probably captain Gutho, but I'll probably shit myself on Saturday like I did last week. Is the captaincy of front row forwards, are we too scarred moving forward now?
Good God.
I'm a pretty unforgiving bastard. I hold on to grudges and I can't see myself getting over this
All
one
my
anytime
anger
soon.
towards front row forwards over the years, and then I finally I'll give them the respect they deserve, and I captain Payne Haas.
Yeah.
And he gets 51.
And honestly probably did well to get to 51. It was not looking great there.
No.
So, yeah, Payne Haas scores this year, 104, 99, 140, 82. Then Captain fucking Dickhead and Dickhead 2 jump on and he puts out a 51. It was destiny. It was always going to happen.
I know, mate.
But did you get a KP 35?
No, we
That's
didn't.
true.
But you know what? You took a punt there. We went safety and got punched.
That's what's worse.
That's what's
We
worse.
tried to play
I
safe.
respect you doing that. It was
Thank you.
against the Bulldogs was bold as fuck.
Thank you.
But at least you put your balls on the line and you went for it. Metaphorically, obviously.
I was about to say, whatever you're thinking, don't say it.
Heaps metaphorically,
We're about to
obviously.
get cancelled.
But yeah, you had a crack, and I'm going to end this before it goes any further. Are we done for the week?
We were done. We're done.
We-
25
we've-
seconds
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cut that. Love yous all. See you next week.